Well, just let yourself in, Crystal. Get yourself comfortable.
I'm comfy.
I
Yeah.
didn't hear the doorbell ring or anything like that. So
I'm sneaky like that. I'm sorry. I should have warned you I was a ninja.
here you are.
Ooh, I like your mug.
Thank you. I like it too. Are you drinking anything over there, or
I has some homemade fizzy water. So
some homemade fizzy water, eh?
yeah.
Is that what with one of the machines, one of the home machine? Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
That scares some people.
I'm not. I mean, I guess because it's a pressurized canister. So if you are particularly bad at like inserting the cartridge, you might set it off. But I try not to worry too much about that.
Okay, so you can't get injured from said device or anything
I mean,
like.
not as of yet. Maybe in the future, who knows? I've been known to do the impossible, but I feel like the risk is low.
It's a low risk thing. Is it at all possible that let's say we went on YouTube and we looked up fizzy water machine accidents? Do you think we'd find a few things?
Maybe, like if you drop the canister, like it's pressurized, right? So I feel like if you dropped it hard enough, maybe you could break the seal and it could like explode or something. I haven't thought about that though. Maybe I'll look those up after.
Maybe that gives you something to do. Let me welcome you to the Nathan Goldman virtual talk show. We're very happy to have you here.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
The whole production crew and staff and catering, they're all excited. And they are all excited because it's me that does all that stuff too. So.
Well, the hair and makeup crew did a great job.
Oh, thank you. Do what I can. We're experimenting with some different wardrobe outfits and things like that. So.
The cozy Canadian plaid, it's working for you.
Yeah, we're pretty new out there into the market. We're testing different different interests out there and trying to see what works best and what catches people the most and things like that. And it's going well. It's been fun.
Good.
So we're super excited to have you on. I guess we'll just get things started. I mean, it's been a number of years since I've seen you, Crystal. You want to maybe just give me a bit of an update what's going on with you and things that you're dealing with and what occupies your time and all that fun stuff.
All right. I think the last time I saw you was almost like 4 years ago.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
So since last I saw you, I have a new job.
Okay.
So I'm teaching online now.
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
Yeah. So I do that. It's early. I start work at 5 a.m.
Yeah, I hear that the distance learning thing is a big thing right now.
Yeah. Well, given everything.
I'm not sure really why, what's driving that, but yeah, I guess.
But yeah, let's see. Okay, so I have the new job. I've been there about 2 years now. I have a new apartment. I'm living with my boyfriend now.
Mm-hmm.
So we're still in NDG, but we got a place that fits both of us.
Okay.
I'm back in school. I'm in Concordia now.
Oh, so you're teaching and you're a student.
And a student, which is confusing because sometimes I say, oh, I have class, and no one knows if I'm going to be the teacher, if I'm going to be like learning. So it can be confusing depending on what I'm doing and who I'm talking to.
Yeah, I can see how that might be even confusing for yourself. Have you walked into one of your classes where you're being taught and have like instinctively gone to the front of the class or something?
Well, it's funny because I noticed that a lot of the students in my classes, like my fellow students, my peer students, they're not used to online learning. But because I do it 25, 30 hours a week, like it doesn't bother me. So I'm very chatty and I'm talking with the teacher and I'm engaging, and everybody, I see their little Zoom faces are like, what is she doing? why is she talking? And like the teachers are like, somebody's finally talking. And I kind of do feel a bit different. Because for me, I'm just like, oh, well, we're in a Zoom class and we're supposed to be talking like it's a real class. And everybody else is like, I'm going to just shut my camera off and eat my cereal. So, you know, it is a bit strange. But yeah, so besides that, what else have I been up to? Playing a couple video games. My boyfriend has a Switch, so I've been taking advantage of that.
Okay.
And I bought a harp, so I'm learning how to play the harp.
Are you taking, just to be clear, are you taking advantage of your boyfriend, or are you taking advantage of the Switch?
Yes.
Carry on.
I re-downloaded Okami. I don't know if you remember that. It was a PS2 game.
Okay, yes,
And,
it rings a bell.
Yeah, so I'm replaying that one. And I just downloaded the new game Spiritfarer. So that one's quite nice. It only launched about a month or so ago. So that one's really fun to get into. That's my life so far.
Very neat. What is it exactly that what are you teaching in terms of subject matter? How many students are in your class? How do you have your distance teaching set up? What type of conferencing database are you using? How does everyone have their screens on? Stuff like that.
Well, it's through a company who organizes all of the students, and they actually created the software, so it's proprietary software that the company has copyrighted. Mm-hmm. And they organize to get the students for me, and I just have to log into the software, and my students are done by their time slot, and I just click on the student's name when the time slot appears, and I have an interactive whiteboard and audio options, and I can upload different files as I need to. And it's all face-to-face, one-on-one private tutoring.
Oh, okay. So it's private, one-on-one, hands-on tutoring to help support them in their main stream.
Learning English, basically.
Okay.
I'm an English tutor for the company, so I'm just there to do lifetime corrections, and the material we teach corresponds with the material they should be learning in school already, so it supplements them, but it's mostly just for pronunciation correction and things like that.
Cool. Does it what grade, what age group are you?
Any age. My youngest that I've taught so far was 4.
Okay.
The oldest one I have taught is 14, so it could be anything, and the lessons are each student has its lesson planned out for it, and or for him or her, I shouldn't say it.
Okay.
Each student has their own lesson, and I just click in, and the lesson is preloaded for them, and I just teach the material that they have given me for that student.
If I felt I was in need of a little bit more fine tuning in terms of my English, could I sign up, or is that
I don't think so, because you're not in China.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that would be difficult. I think that would be difficult for you. The whole program is in Chinese except for the teaching part.
I see. Yeah. Is there an equivalent program for someone that's looking to learn Mandarin or Chinese? Or?
I'm not sure, actually. I've never asked that, to be honest.
That specifically targets people in their mid-30s.
I hear there's a program for that. It's called Duolingo.
Okay. So it occurs to me this is extreme distance learning. These are students that are on the other side of the world. They're not within Canada or Montreal or Quebec or anything like that. They're all the way over there. That's interesting. When I take a look at that, it makes me wonder. Do you feel that there's a lot of the Chinese culture that's coming forth to you during the course of your tutoring with these students? Do you see a lot of the difference in dynamics and culture and things like that?
Definitely, there's a lot that happens. For specifically with the students, because they just had the moon watching festival just went by last Thursday, and it was there was Independence Day also on October 1st, I think it was. So they had a week's holiday, and And so like when they came back, I was like, what did you guys do for your holiday? And they talked all about like all of their vacations and all of their trips and everything that they do for the festivals. Our administrators and our troubleshooters, they try to send us information about things that are happening in China, like Children's Day celebrations or like the boat festival, or when it's spring festival, they give us things to talk about with the kids to try to like promote cultural exchange, because I mean, the kids want to talk about their stuff. They think it's cool, and it gets them talking to us, which produces more English. So it's easier to like help them practice their English when they're talking about things that they know already. So it's cool. The parent dynamic is different than I would say a Western parent dynamic would be, just from how much more involved they are. I don't want to say helicopter parent, but the parents are literally there, like right here on the edge of the camera, thinking I can't see them, telling their kid all the answers because they don't want their kid to get it wrong, which isn't the point of the tutoring, because the kid's supposed to be trying to the best of their ability, and if they get it wrong, I'm there to help them. And if the mom just tells them all the answers, or the dad, I shouldn't discriminate, sometimes it's dads too, then the kid's not learning, the kid's just repeating. And the parents don't really like it if you tell them to stop. So that would be different than I would think you would see something here.
So so sometimes the I don't know if it's custom or what, but do some of these students, are they in, doing the video with you with their parent right beside them, type thing, and like that's okay, but in some cases you notice that the parents kind of proactively correcting them before making the mistake, which is a little bit counterintuitive to yeah.
And sometimes it's bad because the parents will tell the kid the wrong thing. So
you have to correct both.
Exactly, like the kid will say something that was correct and the mom will be like, no, it's like this, and the kid will repeat it. I'm like, actually you were right the first time. Awkward.
I like that though, going out of it. That's actually wrong. Yeah.
But you know what, the parents are the ones who are paying me, so I don't want to upset them or insult them. But like, there's a reason why I was hired. If the parents could teach their kids how to speak English perfectly, then they wouldn't need me. So sometimes it's a little bit of a struggle. But otherwise, I'd say 90% of the time, I love my students. I mean, I get up at 5 a.m. I get up at 4 a.m. to teach them at 5 a.m. So if I didn't like the students, I would not do this job, 100%.
That's true. The time change must be
brutal, because then I start at 4 a.m.
Big deal. You start at 4 a.m. and at 4 a.m. it means it's what time over there? 4
a.m. here would be 5 p.m. in China, because they don't do daylight savings like we do.
Oh, so it's
a 13-hour difference at that point.
Well, okay, yeah, wow. Ooh, okay.
But I'm done work at 8 a.m., so it's like a trade-off.
4 a.m. to 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's early.
Yeah. But yeah, that's my life. That's what I do.
Oh boy, like it's more likely that I will go to sleep closer to 4 a.m. than wake up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, it was a big life transition.
Unless I've had a bad dream or something.
Yeah. No, that was a big life transition. I used to be like out to the bars till 3, and now I'm like in bed by 7. Like, it's not the same. My glory years are behind me.
Out to the bars till 3, in bed by 7.
Yeah, 3. Yeah, bars till 3 p.m. now. Jeez. Well, we can't even. So.
And is I think you said a couple of years you've been in this same program doing this same thing for a couple of years now?
Yep, 2 years now. It'll be 2 years American Thanksgiving weekend.
So I would think that your job or your day-to-day in that regard has been mostly unaffected in regards to the pandemic environment that we're currently in.
100%. I feel like I'm one of the people who lucked out that I already had my work from home life set up before this happened. I was zero impacted. In fact, because the pandemic hit China early and a lot of children were kept home from school, right? They closed down their schools, I think mid-January, January 16th, I think majority of their schools closed. And all the kids were stuck at home and they had no homeschooling. And my administrators and bosses asked if I could take on extra hours to tutor the kids at home. Because they had a request of parents being like, well, my kid can't be in school now, we need someone to help them learn. And I had to turn them down because I didn't want to be teaching at 2 in the morning or 1 in the morning. I was like, that's not feasible for me. I'm not doing that. So it actually was better for me monetarily speaking because I was given more employment opportunity when the pandemic hit, which feels weird to say, but.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it sounds that your job or your occupation is and was pandemic proof.
It's weird, but kind of true.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. There's nothing wrong with that, though. I think that's great, and I think learning is for schools is paramount in terms of its importance, and I suspect that's one of the big focuses on our government right now in terms of opening schools and shutting down schools, and why that's such a tender topic, because not just for educational reasons, but that social network, especially for children, is really important. So
have you been feeling a little shut in, Nathan?
What's that?
Have you been feeling a little shut in?
The kid inside me, yes, is feeling a little cooped up, but it's what a lot of us are dealing with. I was also fortunate to already have a lot of flexibility in order to work at home prior to the pandemic starting. So in that strict case, the transition wasn't or hasn't been too difficult for myself. There certainly is a difference, though, from working at home, because it's the better, smarter thing to do, as opposed to working at home just because I feel like working at home. Having the option to, even if it was occasionally doing the office was still kind of nice, just because there is some benefits of actually going into the office and it's seeing colleagues and having that social circle be maintained. But such things are a little bit less important right now, or at least are kind of secondary to what we're all dealing with.
Are you still at the same job, or last we were talking you were with Coca-Cola, I thought?
Oh yeah, that's been a while. Let's see. Normally on these shows, Crystal, all the questions come from me. So we're gonna have to have a bit of another follow-up call after this, maybe non-recorded. So
fair enough. I'm sorry.
Straightened out, but now that you've asked, let's see. Coca-Cola, I started with them in 2012, and it was in 2015 where I parted ways, mostly just because of I know I was just drinking too much pop, and I was trying to watch my figure. So instead, I found new employment with McCain. Yeah, so I thought, I essentially thought instead of pop, I'm better to go with, French fries and carbohydrates.
Hot potatoes, it works.
Yeah, exactly. Was there 2015 all the way into just last year. So I've been with the company I'm with now is Kraft Heinz. I've been with them for 1.5 years, And because Kraft Heinz has a much bigger portfolio of food, I'm better able to watch my diet and my figure. So that's really the goal for myself. It's to put myself in line with a company who is producing food that it works for my individual diet and preference. That's really all it is. The money, the benefits, and everything. That's all. I'm helping feeding North America. That's what I do. That's what I do.
That is a valuable job to have, and our country salutes you.
Yeah, someone has to do it. Sometimes I do have an image, a metaphorical image of me with a big spoon of food feeding how Quebec looks from the map, though. It has the mouth. Yes, I'm just feeding. Yes, exactly. I'm feeding the St. Lawrence River of the mouth of Quebec. That's just me. That's.
I love it. That's a great image.
No, yeah, thank you. Hey, whatever empowers you.
I'm sorry to have derailed your interrogation here. I didn't mean to do that. It just seemed polite. You were asking me so many questions.
Well, I think interrogation is a little bit strong of a word. All right. Is there any? I'm just flipping through my notebook here as if I have things written to talk to you about, but it's really there's a recipe for banana bread here.
That's always a good idea.
Some old math formulas and things like that. Is there anything that since March, since everything it came to be, that you find yourself doing a little bit differently, something that you're doing now that you weren't doing before? A new habit that you've picked up, a new hobby that you've been exploring, anything like that?
I have time more for video games, like I mentioned.
Okay.
And I did buy a harp, so I'm practicing the harp now.
Do you have it with you?
Yeah, I have a harp.
Could you?
Do you want to see my harp?
Yes, absolutely, yes. I'd love to see it. Oh my God, this is exciting. Harp. Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah. So I'm still I'm a novice. I was supposed to get lessons, but lessons are normally in person, and it's really hard to do lessons on Zoom, just because of the nature of a harp.
This is so cool.
But yeah, so I've got a Celtic harp. It was made by my harp teacher's partner. I think it's BC cedar, cedar from British Columbia. And I've managed to break a string, sadly. I popped one off because I plucked it too hard.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I noticed that there was a string.
Yeah, so the string is broken. But I mean, I just play on the lower registers instead of the higher registers.
It's so cool to see one, because typically harps. I figure that it's only angels that play harps, which is fitting for yourself, Crystal.
Aw, that's very kind of you.
Thank you.
No, I've always kind of loved them. So
it not only is it an interesting instrument to play, but it's also quite the piece to look at. Would you? Also, I hope I'm not putting you too much on the spot here, but hey, it's my
you're gonna
show.
ask me to play something, aren't you?
Could you play a song? Maybe just strum a few strings for us, or?
I could try. Here, let me see if I can get the headset.
If it helps.
All right. I think through the microphone on the computer, you might be able to hear it better.
Okay, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
Yeah. So you've got your red chords, which are all the C strings.
Okay.
You've got your blue chords, which are all the F. And you just visually place your fingers where you want it, and you pluck them going flat. So it's like. So anything that you can do on a piano, you can do on a harp. So it's like, let's see. See? So it's anything you want. You can just play it on there. And as my harp teacher told me, even if you mess up, it sounds nice, so no one's gonna notice.
I thought that was great. It's a really, I think it's a really nice sound for sure.
I love it so much. I don't play it as much as I want to. I don't know if you've experienced just like basic fatigue and like a lack of will to live these days, but you know,
well,
sometimes I find myself
I had
lacking.
all that. I had all that before the pandemic hit.
I know. Have you seen it? It's like, welcome to 2020. If you don't have an anxiety, one will be assigned to you. If you already do, welcome to your upgrade.
I like it.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So I try to play it a little bit every day, about 20 minutes every day I try. Some days I can't just because I'll have schoolwork or I'll have like classes that I have to teach my students. But yeah, just try.
Thank you for sharing and bringing out that harp and playing a little tune for us. That's really cool. It's really cool.
Maybe in like another year or so, I'll figure out how to play more than just basic lullabies.
Maybe in a year or so, you'll be teaching the harp while teaching English to your Chinese students.
That would be crazy. I don't know if I've got it cut out to be a music teacher. They are another level.
Maybe you can strum in such a way that the English language comes out as you're strumming, you know?
I mean, I integrate drawing in my English language practice, and we do acting actually. We call it total body, total physical response.
Okay.
So if I were to be like, this is strong, like the students associate the motion like strong with the word, so they recognize it better. And I do have some of my students who, when I'm like talking to them, they'll be like, today I felt very strong and I was healthy and I thought about things, and I'll see them doing the reaction because they associate the words with the movements. So it helps them make a better connection, because the more senses you have involved in learning, the faster you learn it, because you'll be making connections more easily.
That is a really cool, and it does resonate with me. Even when back when I was in university, I do remember a teacher had mentioned that at one point, where, you know, taking notes and studying is one thing, but, you know, I would even like push myself to try and find the right context to speak about what I'm learning with people and like small talk and stuff, so that just talking about it and explaining it to others is like reinforces the message and the learning. It's completely, our senses are really tools in that sense. Yeah.
Exactly. And everybody learns and interprets differently. So if you read a book, you're engaging just your eyes. If you read while copying notes, you're engaging your eyes and your motor skills. If you read it out loud to yourself while taking notes, you're engaging 3 senses, because your ears are hearing yourself think, like self-speak, and then your eyes are registering what you're seeing, and then your hands are writing. And if you doodle, like if you doodle your notes, that actually activates a separate part of your brain that that kind of crosses over the 2 learning divides. So you'll actually retain more if you doodle your notes than just straight up write. I mean, all doodles, man. Yeah, doodle away. Yeah,
I've learned more. I got the idea, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Great. Learning more already. Crystal, it's been a really been quite the pleasure to catch up with you again and speak with you. It looks like you're doing great, and you're doing great things out there for other people and helping out children. You get a big A+ from me. Awesome. I hope to have you on the show again. Do you think it'd be all right if I, you know, talk to your people and your people can talk?
Yeah, well, have your people call my people. They can set up an appointment.
Well, I don't.
I'm sure they'll find.
As I was alluding to at the beginning, I don't exactly have my own people. I am my own people, and my people are me. So I'll speak to your people. Your people will connect me with you, and we'll communicate in an indirect sense that way. Is that all right?
Fair enough. Fair enough. That sounds good. I mean, every person is a team of 3, right? Me, myself, and I.
Very, very clever. Very clever. You have yourself a good night, and we'll speak again soon, okay?
Sounds good. Take care, Nathan.
Bye.
Bye.